So, as you can see, we left off yesterday. We were actually, the nameless one was killed under sigil, and his companions somehow managed to pull his limp and lifeless body out of there. So now we are outside here, and some of our party members have leveled up, and as you can see, we now have Ignis with us. And yeah, it's a bit creepy actually. I don't know about Ignis, but let me have a look. Actually, Ignis is pretty close to leveling up himself. Oh, this is pretty funny. What? Wait a second. What's this? Nameless one has a few resistances I don't recognize. I know the acid one comes from we actually swallowed the stone gullet of Lapal or something like that. It was some kind of artifact. But I don't recognize we used to have fire resistance. And if I were to venture a guess, I would say that we probably got that from Ignis. Because we had Ignis burn our hand and burn our finger and actually burn our entrails for us. And then we got some spells and stuff. Maybe we got some fire resistance as well. The game didn't really tell us, but I can't really think of any other reason we would have fire resistance now. So that's probably it. There's something special about morning coffee. I just don't know. That's one of the really good times or good things about getting this time slot early in the morning. For me, I get to enjoy the real morning coffee, because normally otherwise I work nights, so I get up a bit later in the day. But now I rescheduled, so I'm getting up early. I'm getting my gaming in before I do anything else, and before the regular business of the day can kind of tie me down. And it's working out very well actually. I can keep a very consistent schedule now, which was impossible before, when it came to my gaming, that is. So yeah, it's looking pretty promising for the future. And the coffee tastes delicious. Okay, let's see. Dakon with your 21 strength. I wonder if there isn't a spell that actually can give you up to 25 strength. I have to look that up. Because we're using power of 1, I think, to increase Dakon strength, but his strength is already at... Maybe this is just his base strength now. No, I think his base strength is 19. Using the Dread Bond. So maybe the power 1 actually doesn't provide higher strength than 21.
In enduring, grow strong.
Indeed. So let's see. Dakon leveled up as a fighter, so that's gonna be a bit interesting. He already has to hit armor class 0 of 7. So let's see what happens here. +1 edged weapon proficiency. 8 hit points. Fighting skills improved. Okay. Wow. That's a 3-point increase in hit probability. That's pretty insane. Plus 12 damage. And they finally broke the 100 hit point barrier. Cool. Anna's leveled up. She's leveled up as a thief. And I think we said we were gonna put everything on pickpocket, so I better do that. Improved saving throws, 4 hit points, 20 thief skill points. Now, I'm not sure actually what if you get any bonus from having pickpocket over 100%. I haven't looked up the mechanics. But it can't hurt, right? Oh. Okay, we can't increase it any higher, it seems. Strange. So why could we increase it to 110? Is that the cap? Guess so. We don't use stealth. We don't really detect traps. Well, let's put it on open doors. Should be okay. Mort is not so far from leveling up. Fall from Grace has a bit to go. But Ignis is very close. Now, I wonder...
What's up?
Can we actually... Can Ignis learn these spells? Yes, he can. Thought maybe he's only interested in learning fire spells. Fiery Rain and Elemental Strike were pretty nice. One thing about him is that he doesn't seem to have a lot of spell slots. All enemy targets in 50-foot radius -1 to attacks for 30 seconds. It's not such a big deal. Flee in horror. I rarely want my enemies to flee in horror. One creature. Large magical orb of fire. 1 to 6 damage and a -1 penalty to the enemy's strength and dex. So what? It's a horrible spell. So maybe we should learn a level 2 spell. Magic Missile is level 1. I guess we're gonna have to buy a level 2 spell for Ignis. Dirty Rat Charms for Anna. And then we are very low on healing. Again. Charcoal Charm. So I want to sell some of this stuff. Oh yeah. Loan documents. Don't think we need that. We can put it in our storage in our room, maybe. The Civic Fest Hall. Codex of the Inconceivable. Very tempted to sell that back for 600 coppers, actually. Then we have a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, the Godsman receipt. Dianara's Legacy we can also put in storage, I think. Frost Ale Mug with Dark Bird. Oh yeah, well, I just realized we died in the museum and we didn't really explore everything, so maybe we should explore the rest of the museum as well. Because we woke that sorcerer up and then we were cursed. And boy, that was a curse. Melted our eyeballs. It's not often you hear a curse word or something that's so horrible that it melts your eyeballs.
All right.
Yeah, or wait a second. Anna.
Watch the leather.
Cannot remove armor.
Watch the leather.
Okay. Just curious. You still has pickpocket 110%. Watch the leather. Okay, so it seems to be a hard cap there. And now she has 125. Okay, so we can increase it over 110% using items. So probably we can also use charms. That's good to know.
Done.
Let's go buy some spells.
We need to get rid of Ignis. He's a burning crackle house.
Yeah. I haven't decided about that, actually. I am a bit worried about Ignis. Show me your spells, sorceress. Do we have any interesting level 2 spells? Would be ironic to teach Ignis Scroll of Ice Knife. That's actually the only level 2 attack spell. Oh, the irony. Chain Lightning Storm. Really powerful spell, but I don't think we can cast it. No. No, I'm not gonna insult Ignis by teaching him ice spells. He's just gonna keep his infernal orbs.
All right.
Let's put some stuff in storage.
All right.
Loan document we can put in storage for sure. Daenerys Legacy we can probably put in storage. Fest Hall room key. Negative token. Holds shadows creatures temporarily. Oh yes. We can use this probably to command shadows to stand still. As long as this token is carried by any of your party members, it acts as a ward against shadows. It will not prevent shadows from attacking your group, but the shadows will find it more difficult to harm you while the token is carried. So okay, it gives us a defensive buff against those shadows, which is cool. So we're not gonna put that in storage.
Yes, Ignis hears you.
Ah, so creepy. There's already lots of junk here. A scroll of evidence. Didn't we have a Trist's contract? Yeah, loan document. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Ah.
Done.
I hear your path is mine.
Right. So let's get some rest and
I'm gone.
don't
How may I
see.
help?
Don't have any healing spells left. Of course. The attractive young woman smiles pleasantly. Greetings, sir. Would you like to rest? Yes. Yes, please. Oh, I know someone else who would like to rest. Oh my god.
I wonder how much copper you'd be worth to the Dusty Skull.
Interesting you should bring that up, because just the other day I was asking them how much they pay for you.
That's too good for you, Skull.
Okay. So
I'm
not
listening.
completely healed.
She was
So I guess we're just gonna have to sleep
May my face lend me strength.
some more. In my opinion, it seems like time has gone pretty slowly. We're only on like day 14 or something like that. Actually, that can regenerate, so whatever. But I guess now we're sleeping and resting because we're getting injured all the time, so...
Those eyes resting me one more time, Skull, and they'll be resting on the ground.
You know, you'd be a lot more charming if you didn't open your mouth.
Oh, well, you're one to talk.
No, actually, Mort would not be very charming
I'm gone.
as he talked. If Mort just floated around, grinning like an idiot, I'm not sure I would have him in my party. Mort needs to have dialogue. We're almost fully healed. Oh yeah, we have a chocolate gift
I'm gone.
for our friend upstairs, or in the sensorium. I don't know if it's upstairs. It's the only way to reach the places by dialogue.
All right.
That was in private sensorium, I believe. Splinter. Show me to the sensoriums. Private sensorium.
Done.
Jesus, stop clogging the stairway. There he is. Actually, we need a chocolate treat that Dakon is carrying. Quell. Mage's expression curdles as he spies your approach. Unbelievable. You've chosen to curse me with your detestable presence once more, you ill-conceived Riki sod? He pauses his haranguing to eat a small peppermint. I pray you learned yourself some manners. I bought you some imported chocolate as a gift. Oh? His demeanor changes in an instant. Very kind of you. Very gentlemanly, may I see? Show him the chocolate guasit. Okay. 8000 XP for a chocolate. He takes it from your hands. Oh, quite rare. These are most delectable. He bites off a large piece and tucks what's left into his tunic. I had some questions. He frowns at you, licking the last of the chocolate off his fingers. Who told you to bother me with inane questions? He stares at you accusingly. Come now. What is it that you wish to bother me with, or be gone? He fishes a malt ball from his sleeve and eats it. May I have some candy? Who are you? I am Quell. He holds up his hand imperiously, as if to stop you from introducing yourself. And don't bother to introduce yourself. You must be the most insolent, annoying pest this side of Sigil that I've heard so much about. Right. A true pleasure to meet you, and thank the powers it couldn't have waited until you had curled up and died, thereby sparing me the pain of being forced to banter words with you. I would gladly trade my formidable sorcerer's power for but a minor enchantment that would pierce your thick skull and introduce at least the idea of manners. Manners? What about that chocolate I brought you? He opens his mouth to speak, finger raised. then stops. You have me there, sir. He shrugs and eats another candy. As I thought. I had other questions. He rolls his eyes, indicating for you to continue with a wave of his hand. I guess we should ask about powers. Formidable sorcerer's powers. Could you teach me? Teach you? Ha! Are you even a mage? Yes, I am. Oh, what wonders the multiverse holds for Quell today. Come, let me see your spellbook. Yeah, okay. He tears it from your grasp and glares at it furiously. What is this trash? I'll tell you. Dung! Dung, dung, dung. How do you even pluck the spells from these stained pages? Have you been using this book as a bar towel? So soaked in spirits, glue and blood it is. Do you not care for your spellbook? How can I teach someone who does not respect the arts? Why does its appearance matter? Your spellbook's appearance should reflect your respect for the power it holds. That trashy little book of yours is suitable only the basest of words. True spells should be recorded in rare, precious inks, on sheets of vellum, edged with gold leaf. Everything in its proper place, or not at all. He begins to hop about madly. Proper place. Proper place. Right. See, can you teach me or not? He shuts his eyes and massages his temples for a moment. Finally he speaks in a cold, level tone. It is obvious I can teach you nothing. I may, however, have some spells you might wish to purchase from me. Would you care to see them? Indeed. Yes, I would. Wow. Looks like... I don't know, I get the impression that it's a bit overpriced. The only thing that's new is Blade Storm. Let's check that out. Level 7. Area of effect spell. 10 yards per level radius. Half saving throws. The blackest eyes from the 4th layer of Acheron is summoned to cut, shear and slice away all those who oppose you. This spell summons rows upon rows of Acanthian razor ice shards that strike all opponents in 10 yards per level radius. With a to hit armor class 0 of 11 and inflicts 1 to 8 points of damage per level of the caster. Wow. In addition to inflicting another 2 to 20 points of damage on a natural roll of 20. Yeah, that should do it. Unfortunately, level 7. We could actually use Cone of Cold. 30-foot long cone, 1 to 4 plus 1 point of damage per level of the caster. One to 4 plus 1 point of damage per level of the caster. Wow, that's quite a lot. That's actually a maximum of 10 to 40 plus 10 points of damage already for me. Cone of Cold, but I do believe we can buy that from someone who sells it cheaper. Alright, so that's everything we get from him. That was not worth a chocolate treat. What do you know of Ravel Puzzlewell? At the mention of her name, he swallows the candy he's sucking on with a loud gulp, wincing in pain. What to tell? Why tell at all? Such things, such tales are best left in dusty books, and in the attics of old men's minds. Evil, evil, such a name, such a name. And such dark tales swarm about it, like flies on a corpse. Just the same, I need you to tell me. He rolls his eyes, plopping another candy in his mouth. She's a night hag, my boy, who came to Sigil, all evil and cackles she was, alive with her shadow magic, ready to butt heads with the Lady of Pain. Balmy, balmy, balmy old hag, only succeeding in getting herself mazed. She's likely dead by now. Shadow magic. Yes. He seems uneasy about speaking of her. Ravel dabbled, no, not dabbled, but excelled in all schools of magic. She knew shadow magics, magics of illusion and shadow substance. Shadows, residues of dead things. How might I find her? Why would you ask such a thing? Are you mad? What could you possibly want with such an evil creature? She knows something about my past. Doubtful. She was mazed many centuries ago. Gone. Penned in a dead book she is. And even if she were somewise, somehow, still clutching to life with her black and bloody talons, what could she possibly know about you? If she wasn't a spitting image of a cackling evil, that is, and was even willing to help you. I just have to hope she's alive and will help me. By Leash's 6 teats and her swollen tummy, what a flickering candle of hope hurled into the howling winds of pandemonium that is. Flicker, flicker, whoosh. Don't be any more the fool than you need to be. I must still seek her out, whether she's dead or alive. So, if she's dead, as she most likely is, then what is your plan, may I ask? You have everything all figured out, do you? Quell is just blowing words out of its pits. Nonsense. Nothing. What do you plan to do if she's in the dead book, eh? What do you think I should do? The first brilliant question you've asked. Me? I think you should give up this clueless idea of entering mazes and chatting with night hags, and lope back into whatever crypt you crawl out of. Makes far more sense than fishing for the lady's anger, it does. True. Can you tell me how to get to her maze? Lunatic, madman, addle-cove. Have you not listened to a word I've said? She's imprisoned in an interdimensional maze for trying to best the Lady of Pain. That means she's at least 10 times as balmy as you, and at least 100 times more powerful. She's also most likely dead. Dead. Thrice dead. And if by some happenstance she isn't, she'll make you dead. I understand. Wow, this goes on. I understand, but I really need your help. Can you tell me how to reach her or not? Quell goes quiet, chewing on his lip. After a moment, he fishes around in his tunic for a mint, then plops it into his mouth. You're serious. Serious now. Why so serious? So bartor bent, so mule stubborn? He sighs. Well, born clueless, die clueless. Yes.
Updated my journal.
All mazes have portals. This much I know. This much I know to be true. A way in, a way out. This is how the lady fashions them. I do not know the portal, its location, or even its form. but I'm told its key is a piece of Ravel. A piece of Ravel? But if Ravel is maced, then how am I supposed to... Then you'll have to make do. Find something that has Ravel's taint in it, mayhap. That is all I know. All. Bother me no more about it. If you want to go pestering someone about something like that, go to the brothel of slaking intellectual lusts. One of the ladies there is bound to have met someone or knows something that'll help. Okay. Thanks, I guess. With other questions.
Updated my journal.
What can you tell me about this place? You stand within the Civic Fest Hall in exclusive, so very exclusive until you shambled in, private sensorium. Speak to the man at the Fest Hall foyer, Splinter, should you have any more fatuous questions about the place. That's all I wish to know. Farewell. Okay, so he did give us some valuable advice there. Let's check our journal. A mage named Quell told me the key to the portal which would lead to Ravel's maze was, oddly enough, a piece of Ravel. Quell suggested I go to the brothel of slaking intellectual lust in search of the key to Ravel's maze. Well, that's a pretty clear clue, I guess. So is there anything else we should do? Thievery, combat, thievery and mage training. We've been there, done that. I guess we're gonna be on our way.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Oh yeah, we should check the
gone.
museum. We didn't
All
actually
right.
finish. The Galleria, okay.
All right.
We kind of got killed halfway through.
All right. Done. All right.
No enraged mage here? No. The statue, in truth the once petrified sorcerer Gangro Gaidon, is simply gone, presumably having walked off without leaving so much as a note of apology. What a bastard. The surface of this painting, a wild collage of vivid colors, ripples constantly, as if it were the surface of a pond during a light rain. A placard reads, Wave Motion Study Number 7. Touch the painting. You place your palm against the canvas. You cannot feel the ripples themselves, though a cool tingling sensation passes through your hand at first contact.
I'm gone.
Ooh, a little devil. A brilliant ruby statuette stands on this pedestal, carved into the image of a winged humanoid. The figure is either demonic or angelic in nature, but it is difficult to tell which, because it refracts the light in the Galleria strangely. There is no placard indicating what exactly the statuette is.
Done. All right.
Battle horn. A massive horn of beaten lead, wound with brazen chains. The horn is horribly mangled, as if some tremendous force had crushed it. Jagged blades protrude along its length, almost as if it were meant to be used as a club by some gigantic creature, as well as a battle horn. A placard mounted beneath the horn reads, "Cleansing Horn of Acheron." Put your head against that wall, try and blow the horn. Try as you might, you can get no sound to issue from the massive horn. Your lips come away from the mouthpiece tasting of blood, smoke and metal. I'm guessing these paintings are not that interesting. A painting of tall black cliffs against a blood-red sky. There looks to be figures hiding amongst the crags of the cliffs, but whenever you squint at the painting to try and make them out, the images fade into nothing. The placard reads, "Outland Raiders."
Done. All right.
This painting, an abstract work of greens and purples, writhes and ripples as it's watched. Closer examination reveals that the actual painted image is changing, rather than the canvas itself. The placard states, "Moment's glance from the walls of Mokhma." Right. Touch the painting. You place your hand upon the painting. As you had suspected, it is not that the canvas is physically moving, but that the painted image itself is changing.
I'm gone.
It's called a TV. This painting shows what looks to be an infinitely long stream of billows green gas stretching off into darkness. The horizon of a blasted rocky plain can be seen in the lower right-hand corner of the painting. One is given the impression that the head of the green cloud is rearing to strike down upon it. A placard reads, "Hassasot at the consumption of Nagar." Okay. The statue. Animated chain. An animated bloody iron chain, coiling and uncoiling upon itself. The chain itself seems to bend and weave like the spine of a snake. A small placard reads, "A chiton's animate chain from jangling Hyter." Touch the chain. The chain is slightly warm to the touch, as if it were alive. You notice that various barbs, tiny hooks, needles and other small sharp bits are welded along the chain's length. Ivana. Before you is a well-dressed elderly woman in a gown of peach-colored and golden thread. She stands quietly, her hands folded together primly, and nods in your direction. It is then that you notice that she has no pupils. Her eyes are entirely white. "Greetings, sir. I'm Ivana. Welcome to my galleria. Feel free to look about, spending as much time here as you like. Should you have questions regarding any of the pieces, do not hesitate to ask me of them." Some questions. "One moment, sir. Your voice. It is heavy with age and wounds. Would you be so kind as to permit me to touch your face?" We've been having lots of these elderly women like doing this, touching or pulling out our entrails, of course, yeah. Nice. Yes, go ahead. Ivana smiles, gently running her old hands over the skin of your face. She frowns, looking slightly puzzled. So many scars, both old and new. They seem to... She touches the side of your throat, flushes, then pulls away. "Pardon me, sir. I was curious to see how far they went." It's fine, and they're everywhere. My whole body is scarred." Ivana nods. "I had some questions." Okay, lots of dialogue options. had a question about one of the pieces. Arcadian stained glass window. A stained glass window found hovering on the third layer of Arcadia 32 years ago, foretelling a scene that had yet to occur. When the event came to pass, the images faded to leave what you saw behind. It is believed to have captured both the light and the darkness from the orb of night and day on Arcadia, then slowly releases it, creating a brief but slow fade of dawning and dusk, but only within the glass itself. Orb of night and day, Arcadia. Arcadia is a plane of peaceful order, also known as the land of perfect good. The orb of night and day is a sphere set in the top of Arcadia's highest peak. Each half emits either light or darkness. The turning of the orb gives Arcadia its day and night. Battle Horn of Acheron. Ah, the cleansing horn. A horn of beaten lead, metal drawn directly from the cube of Acheron. It is said that the cleansing horns last sounded where the companies of the Jackal and the Gouged Eye clans met for their battle at the disputed lands. Legends tell us that this horn's power was used near the battle's end to draw the floating cubes together, crushing the routing company of the Jackal before it could escape. Cubes, Acheron. Acheron is a plane of harshly enforced order, where conformity is more important than good. It is composed of gigantic metallic cubes which float through an endless void. Many cubes are large enough that cities or entire kingdoms have been built upon their faces. Sounds great. The Dark Birds of Acanthus.
Updated my journal.
Okay. All of them are chipped from the great magical sheet of black infinite ice that rests in the black belly of the plane of Acanthus. Ivana pauses, tapping her chin. It is said that this sheet of ice is the final destination of the river Styx, and the recollections of all that have plunged into Styx' memory-destroying waters still lie frozen within the ice. Ah, I see. If the waters of the Styx destroy one's memory, would this ice from Acanthus do the same? I could only assume so, yes. Okay. Good morning, Starfleet. I remembered we haven't finished a look about the Galleria. We actually got killed halfway through. So I'm taking a morning tour of the Galleria. Okay. So we can use the black ice that we have in our icy cup. To help Merriman get rid of his memories. Cool. So, I think we unlocked the solution to one quest here. Windows updates, yeah. I have trouble with those too. I'm always a bit scared that Windows updates are gonna start or something and ruin the stream, but I think I've turned everything off. You never know though. Okay, let's continue on. Ruby statuette. That piece was found in a cathedral in the fertile fields of Elysium on the first layer, Amoria the Untroubled, where it bordered the river Oceanus. The name of the piece is not known, but the skill and craftsmanship are believed to be one of the most striking examples of gem crafting in the plains. The mere way in which the piece captures, distills and enhances the light through its faceted parts of its breathtaking wonder, is part of its breathtaking wonder. It seems to bring to light the possible ideological connection between even the most evil and the purest beings in the multiverse. Fascinating. Interesting. Kyton's animate chain. The chain comes from the city of Jangling Hyter, the city of chains that hangs on Minoros, third layer of the plane of Bator. The chains there are the finest in the multiverse, but the inhabitants of Jangling Hyter are malicious and cruel, using the chains as living weapons against all that enter their city and violate their laws. Kytons move about the city of chains as spiders upon the webs, adorned in chains woven tightly around their bodies. Kytons possess a power known as the Gift of Chains, which allows them to manipulate chains with their minds. It is believed that my Galleria's chain was animated during a battle in which the Kytons controlling it was slain with a cursed hammer. Its life essence then passed into the chain itself. Wow. Okay, let's ask about the statue of the Screaming Man. Odd you should ask about that. Just after a terrible noise, some patrons came running to me about a mangled corpse on the floor. The harmonium came to remove the body from the premises, but could find no perpetrator. I told them that, in all likelihood, some madman had released Gangru Gaidon and been slain by his curse, but the old sorcerer himself was nowhere to be found. I know nothing more. I know more than you do, old woman. Yeah. One of the paintings. Wow. Actually, I'm gonna ask about Grey Hag of Oinos, because that's the one that might depict Ravel. I'm not gonna read the others, I think. It's a bit too much. Grey Hag of Oinos. This is said to be a portrait of Ravel Puzzlewell, very likely the most evil hag ever to have terrorized the Grey Waste and beyond. Indeed. What do you know of Ravel Puzzlewell? She is a night hag, one of the eldest Grey Sisters of the Wastes, who came to Sigil many centuries ago to pursue arcane experiments. It was believed that these experiments were against the lady's will, and that Ravel was thus banished from Sigil, imprisoned within one of the lady's mazes on the ethereal where her body rests to this very day. Go on. Ravel was said to have been a master of riddles and puzzles, but one riddle, one question in particular, was said to have plagued the ancient night hag. What can change the nature of a man? Go on. She issued a challenge to any who were interested. She promised to instruct any who came to her in her craft, if they could only answer the question to her satisfaction. If they could not, they consented to be her next meal. Many died, coveting Ravel's teaching, and it is believed that until her final hours in Sigil, Ravel never discovered the answer to her question. Go on. Ravel's crime was believed to be some means of trying to shatter the cage, trying to crack open Sigil itself for some unknown reason. Ivana sighs. This is all I know of her. Beer? What? I had another question. The change the nature of man. Yeah, that's a good answer, actually. Yeah, that's a central question in this game. And I do believe that we are part of the answer to that question. Ravel did something to us. Oh wow, she has even more dialogue. Can you see Ivana? Fall from grace. I believe she's blind by choice, not by circumstance. Ivana nods, smiling. Your friend is quite correct, sir. I cannot see, but only because I do not wish to. In time, I will allow my vision to return, so that I can re-experience the content of my Galleria with the benefit of new, fresh eyes. You know, it might only be me, but we've been meeting a lot of blind old women in this game. Who act kind of the same way, even though they're different people. I don't think that's a coincidence. I had another question. Do you know what this little cube-like toy creature is? It's a cube hero. That's who it is. Ivana takes the item and drags her fingers along it. She feels along the exterior of the object, then hands it back to you. It's more than just a well-crafted toy modron, that's for certain. It may be some sort of puzzle box or portal key. What's a modron? Modrons are a race of lawful, orderly beings. They come in many shapes and forms, each one occupying a different level in the rigid modron hierarchy. I think this sort is called a quadron. Yeah, I don't know if these women are the same person, but it's just we've been meeting similar old ladies. Of course, they all look alike, but that doesn't really tell you anything. But I have a sneaky suspicion. Yeah, you look familiar to me. Do you know someone named Ives? Ives? Who is Ives? Ah. That is my daughter. For a moment, there is a hint of sadness in the milky whiteness of her eyes. We no longer speak to one another. Why is that? There is nothing to be said between us. She has gone off in pursuit of stories, all for reasons I am unaware of. Yeah, I was the collector of tales in the brothel of slaking intellectual lusts. That's who it was. So this is her mother, apparently. That kind of puts my theory about these women being part of some kind of I don't know. Okay, that might not work. She told me a tale that might answer that question. Ivana raises her eyebrows. Oh? Tell me, would you please? I'd most appreciate it, sir. Tell her Tale Chaser's story, and of her endless quest for the tale that holds the truth she seeks. Ivana nods slowly. I had no idea. I will see her now. I thank you, good sir, for bringing me this news of my only daughter. As she speaks, color slowly bleeds into her pale irises until her eyes are a brilliant shade of green. Your eyes. Can you see now, Ivana? She nods, smiling. I had another question then. I never asked what this place is. Why, it's my Gallery of the Plains. She smiles and gestures around her. These pieces have been brought from far and wide. Some I sell, some I keep. All I display at one time or another. Please enjoy them, and again, should you have questions regarding any of the pieces, do not hesitate to ask me of them. Oh, I've already thoroughly enjoyed your Galleria. I had my eyeballs melt to a curse word. Thank you. That's all I wish to know. Okay, but oh, I think we have actually stumbled upon the key to
Done.
several quest lines now. The dark birds of Acanthus are actually frozen shards of Styx ice. Anyone mad enough to eat one would likely be affected as if they had drunk of the Styx. They would lose their every memory. Definitely a step backward for myself, though the idea might be appealing to some. Yes. We do know one person who wants to forget. So we should actually go to that person. So we're gonna go there and then we're gonna go to the brothel, I guess. Talk to several of the
All right.
prostitutes there.
Done.
And before I talk to
All right.
Quell, who's a wizard here, who wanted a chocolate sweet,
I'm gone.
and he told me how to unlock a portal to get to Ravel Puzzlewell's maze.
I'm gone.
But we need a piece of Ravel Puzzlewell, which is a bit difficult because she's mazed, so she's not in this dimension anymore.
I'm
But
gone.
we'll see. We can probably figure that out. There's Merryman. Merryman squints up at you. Well, have you something that will wipe my mind of these accursed memories? I certainly hope you haven't returned without. You'll never get the keys to Delora's heart that way. Here, take this mug. It holds a dark bird of Acanthus, a sliver of ice from the river Styx. It should wipe your memories clean. Merryman takes the mug and removes a piece of paper from his pocket. He tilts the mug back and takes the ice into his mouth. It melts instantly, leaving him with a somewhat startled expression. Merryman?
Updated my journal.
Merryman looks at you, confused, then at the paper in his hands. He reads aloud. Congratulations, Merryman. You've begun again. Thank the man in front of you and give him the key in your pocket. Speak to Splinter, the man at the door to this building, for more information. He looks to you again. Well, it would seem I owe you thanks, good sir. Here, take this key. I'd best find this Splinter fellow and find out what's going on. Thanks, Merryman. Good luck. Awesome. 12,000 XP and the key to Delora's heart. This pair of keys is attached to a keychain from which a heart-shaped charm dangles. The surface of the heart is inscribed with hundreds of tiny numbers and the word Delora. Cool.
All right.
And Delora is also one of
Alright.
the prostitutes in the brothel. So we have lots of work to do there. Intellectual work, mind you.
All right.
Okay. That was actually the gate. Okay, so first let's
Done.
talk to Delora.
All right.
She's not here. She usually stands here. Actually, you know what? Let's talk to the Modrons. The Modron stares at you quietly. They are observing Delora as far as I understand. Because she's a mechanical construct. I had some questions. The subject is free to ask a question. Do you know what this little cube-like toy creature is? Well, it's a quadron. The modron, its appearance identical in every aspect but size to the object in your hands, blinks once, twice, then speaks. The object is a portal cube. The user is to position the appendages of the portal cube in such a manner that it will activate. Once activated, the portal cube will transport the user to whatever destination it was tuned to during its creation. Okay. What's the proper position to activate this one? We do not have that information. Over 97% of all portal cubes function in a slightly different manner. We were not present at the construction of the subject's portal cube, nor have we ever been given instruction as to its use. Should the subject desire to utilize the portal cube, they will have to determine its method of operation and destination via experimentation. Awesome. And another question. Subject is free to ask a question, yeah. Where will this cube take its user? We do not have that information. Yeah. So, we'll have to determine it through experimentation. Right. Yeah, modrons are interesting beings.
I'm gone.
Thing is, I know we can recruit a modron. So, because we're finding all these lenses usable only by modrons. Now we have a full party, so we recruited Ignis. But he is a bit creepy, so the question is, am I going to keep Ignis in the party or not?
All right.
If I find a modron I can recruit, then maybe... Yeah, we'll have to think about it. So let's see. Kisai series? No. Ah, there's Delora. She's really hiding behind the door. Delora's eyes flash as she sees you. Did you find him? Has he agreed to return the keys to my heart? Yes, I have the keys to your heart. Here they are.
Updated my journal.
Whoa, 30,000 XP. At last, as she takes the keys from your grasp, her hand brushes against yours. Her skin is dry but icy to the touch, like cold metal. These will be of great use to me. I thank you. Of course, Delora. I had some questions. I was hoping to learn more about your nature. Delora blinks. Merryman never told me much regarding my construction. I know little of the inner workings of my body, much as you likely know little of yours. Outwardly, though, I am a human woman in all respects, save for the texture and temperature of my flesh. Does that satisfy your curiosity? What about your mind? Your emotions? Its functions are as much a mystery to me as any human's. When I first came to this place, I did not understand emotions, nor have any of my own. I have feelings now, though I am only beginning to understand them. What do the keys do, exactly? I can only assume that Merryman made the keys so that there would be no risk of me drawing away from him before he had tired of his experiment. Now that they are in my possession, I am free to develop and possess my own emotions. Yeah. Can you tell me about the silent
Updated my journal.
Okay, here we go. Yes, her name is Echo. Her voice, and in fact her every means of communication, was stolen and destroyed. Echo's words once wooed away the paramour of the godling Paramisha. Paramisha, in a jealous rage, tore away Echo's voice, sealed it within a crystal vial, and hurled it into the Megogalamdraga's maw. Wow, here we go with the Indian terms. Echo's voice is forever lost to her. Only another, new voice could return to her the ability to communicate once more. I know this because I spoke to Paramisha's paramour myself once. Okay. So maybe we can... I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? I will assume you mean her personal scent, which she alleges has been stolen from her by one of the prostitutes here. I do not know with whom it now rests. You may wish to ask Nenny, however, as she sees much of what occurs here. How could someone's scent be stolen? Vivian utilizes an aspect of the art to create, change and enhance the olfactory aspects of an object, living or dead. Perhaps the thief knows some of these skills as well. Her scent would have to rest in an object, however, and not on the thief. Were that the case, else Vivian would know them by their smell. And I'm trying to find Marissa's Crimson Veil. Delora shakes her head. I've not seen Marissa's veil since she last wore it outside her chambers. That was some time ago. She shuts her eyes for a moment, then speaks again. Nenny sees much of what goes on. You might do well to ask her if she has seen anything that might help you. Do you know anything about Ravel Puzzlewell? I know that she was, or is, should she still be numbered among the living, a night hag of great power and inestimable evil. The Lady of Pain banished her to an extra-dimensional prison for her crimes against the city of Sigil. You would do well to speak to Ives of her. She knows a great many tales and can likely tell you Ravel's. That's all I wish to know.
Flames grow within me.
Yeah, here we go. Ignis leveled up. 6 hit points and more spells. That's pretty good. 2 more level 3 spells, and Infernal Shield is pretty useless. So let's get rid of that. Fiery Rain is pretty good. Ooh, 2 more level 4 spells. Elemental Strike was awesome. Oh yeah, we closed the door.
I'm gone. All right. All right.
Ives. Ives the Tail Chaser. Ives smiles pleasantly at you. Greetings again. Have you come to trade tales? Maybe. Ask one of your companions if they have a story to tell. Fall from Grace, do you have a story to trade? Grace turns to Ives. I have no story that I wish to share with you today, Tail Chaser. I cannot let you exhaust my library before I can find more stories. I have a tale to share with you. No. Actually, let me ask you another question. Have you spoken to your mother lately, Ives? Ives nods, smiling. I have, thank you. My pleasure. Right. That didn't lead anywhere. I think we're done with her.
Done. I'm gone. All right.
Nenny.
Done.
Let's talk to the silent girl.
Done.
I thought we
I'm
would
gone.
find her here, but I guess she wanders too.
All right. All right. I'm gone.
Juliet.
I'm gone.
Oh yeah, the armoire. It's actually a
Alright.
sensate in pretending to be an armoire, which is a bit disturbing, to say the least. Delora.
I'm gone. All
Where
right.
the hell is she?
I'm gone. All right.
Oh yeah, there's Marissa, the Gorgon. You know what?
I'm
I'm
gone.
gonna leave my party members, I think. It takes too long
Alright.
to run around with the whole party.
All right.
It's not there.
All right. I'm gone. All right.
Oh, there she is. This striking young woman has skin the color of burnished copper. A translucent white dress held precariously by golden clasps is draped carefully over her shapely form. Greetings again. The woman nods and smiles briefly. The scent of her hair, sweetly perfumed, fills your nostrils. I had some questions. May I ask why you can't communicate? She sighs softly and nods. Was your voice stolen?
Updated my journal.
She nods vigorously, clasping her hands together and smiling at you. Do you know of any way to get your voice back? She shakes her head, her face wrought with frustration. She suddenly looks at you pleadingly, as if expecting an answer. I'll need to know your name to ask about your voice. Is it Echo?
Updated my journal.
She nods, smiling pleasantly. Bow, I swear I'll look for a way to return your voice. Echo nods to you slowly, smiling at you with eyes full of gratitude. I'll look for something that will give you a voice then. Farewell, Echo.
Updated my journal.
Okay, so now we have the quest. The thing is, I think I have the object. I think I have it. I think it's the Fiend's Tongue. It is said that once placed into the mouth of any living thing, it will give the ability of speech. So come on, I mean... Maybe my party members have to be close. Or maybe I just have to get the quest first.
Done.
Let's talk to her. Ah, great. Here we go. Echo looks at you hopefully as you approach her, biting her lower lip. I've gotten this Fiend's Tongue for you. She raises her eyebrow and gives you a skeptical look. I'm told that, should you place it in your mouth, you'll regain the ability to communicate. She nods and takes the bottle from you. She gingerly picks out a severed tongue from the briny solution, and, after staring at it for a moment in disgust, places it into her mouth. Suddenly her eyes widen, and there is a burst of reddish light from between her lips. Are you alright? Echo opens her mouth, closes it, then opens it once more and speaks. I can speak again. Oh, joy. I then... Damn thee to the darkest of pits, thou stench-ridden worm! Kneel before me in supplication, insect. Yikes. Echo yelps and covers her mouth with both hands. Her eyes are wide with panic. It must be the fiend's tongue.
Updated my journal.
She slowly takes her hands away from her mouth, nodding. It seems I must devour thy frail shell and consign thy soul to the abyss for all eternity. Thou shalt serve as my battle thrall till the plains grind to a halt. Thou art mine, mine, mine. Echo shuts her mouth again and begins to softly, quietly weep. Wow. Wait, try using these diva's tears. They should soothe the tongue's cursing. Wow, awesome. Yeah, I'm glad we picked up all these curiosity items. Coming in really handy now. Let's try that.
Updated my journal.
30,000 more XP. She nods, smiling, and takes the vial from you. Echo places a few of the sparkling blue drops onto her tongue. I believe the tears are working. Yes, they are. I can speak in my own voice once more. Oh, how I thank you. Echo squeezes your hand and bows her head gratefully, her eyes welling with tears of joy. It was my pleasure to help. Farewell, Echo. We want to talk to her. Come on. Don't run away. Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. I bought all the items, all the curiosity items from the shop, so... They were used to solve many quests in this area. But it wasn't that obvious, so first you don't know. Do you actually use these items, or are you just spending money for nothing? Let's see. Echo waves pleasantly to you as you approach her. Greetings, sir, and well met once more. Hello, Echo. I had some questions. She nods. Do you know anything about Ravel Puzzlewell? Echo nods and lowers her voice. In fact, I do. Not only does she exist, she has children. Ah, I see. She what?
Updated my journal.
One of them is here, at times. Kesai Ceres. She is a child of Ravel's, though she is loath to accept the fact. Who could blame her? She pauses for a moment, thinking. I have never gotten her to admit it, though I am sure this is true. Interesting. So maybe we can use her to open a portal. Interesting. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? Echo shakes her head. No, I've no idea. Have you spoken to Nenny? She's always wandering about. Thing is, I have spoken to Nenny, and she didn't really lead me in any direction, I think. Okay. Interesting. Echo told me that Ravel actually has living children. Kesai Ceres, yeah. So we should try to convince her then. Let's talk to Nanny first.
I'm gone.
Well met, good sir. I'm Nenny, and how are you this fine Oh, we met before. Nenny giggles and smiles gleefully at you. I'm sorry, I knew you looked familiar though. That's alright, Nenny, I had some questions. Please ask. I'm pretty sure I talked to her about this. I heard that Kasai Ceres is Ravel's daughter, is that true?
Updated my journal.
Beats me. Sorry. Maybe you could ask Juliet. She and Kessel used to be really good friends. Then Juliet met Montague, and now they don't talk so much. Okay. Kimoski said that someone's been taking things from her room. From her room too. Have you seen anything odd?
Updated my journal.
Okay. Wow. I must have missed going back to Nanny and asking, even though every NPC in this in the brothel tells me to do it. What an idiot. Yeah. Nanny's eyes suddenly go wide. Oh, that's right. You know, once I saw a man sneaking out of Kimoski's room while she was out talking to a patron. I watched the front doors all that day, but he never, ever left. Isn't that odd? I don't think he could have made it out a window, so I never figured out where he went. And then I totally forgot about it. Weird, huh? Man who snuck into Kimoski's room but never left the brothel. I have a suspicion about who that is. Yes, it is. Okay. I think... Yeah, and then he told me that she saw a man sneaking out of Kimoski's room, but she never saw the man leave the brothel. If he was the thief, could he somehow still be here? Yeah. I think I know exactly who that is.
All right.
So we're gonna have a little talk with the Armoire. Because I do believe he's been stealing stuff from the prostitutes here. But first, I'm just gonna take a really short break, put on the new coffee, and yeah, take a stretch. And then I'll be right back, so 2 to 3 minutes break, and then I'll be right back with fresh coffee.
Time is precious. Let us not squander it here.
If you need me, I'll be over here. Bored?
What's the holdup? What's the holdup?
If you need me, I'll be over here. Bored? If you need me, I'll be over here. Bored? If you need me, I'll be over here. Bored?
What's the holdup?
If you need me, I'll be over here. Bored?
What's the holdup?
Time is precious. Let us not squander it here. Time is precious. Let us not squander it here.
Squandering it. I'm making coffee, Darkon. It's really, really important. Okay. So, fresh coffee. Let's find out who stole all the prostitutes' belongings. I'm pretty sure I'll find them here. This is Louise, the talking armoire. I had some questions. Louise. Louis. No, let's see. Nanny told me she saw a man leaving Kumask's Addertongue's room. I think that was you, Louis. You think? Think? How could you be so alarmingly rude, so ludicrously presumptuous as to spout forth such an accusation, without being absolutely certain of your charges? How dare you? Impertinent brassy cur. Why, I ought to... As Louis rails and curses, his drawers open and close. You notice a small bundle of crimson cloth tucked alongside some clothes. The repeated opening and closing of the armoire's drawers makes it difficult to grab, however. Make a try for it or wait for an opportunity to grab it. He's just gonna smash my fingers again, like he did last time. Wait for an opportunity to grab it. You stand poised at the edge of the armoire. It keeps gabbing on and on, but it never seems to stay open long enough for you to grab the cloth. Try and snap your hand in while the drawer is open. You simply cannot move your hand quickly enough to snatch the crimson cloth from within Louis. The most you would accomplish would be getting your fingers crushed. Yeah, you know, I already threatened to make kindlewood of him, but unfortunately he can leave the armoire. He's just inside it, I don't know exactly how it works. Beg and whine for the cloth. I wasn't that impressed by my threat anyway. He's a very perverse sensate. Likes to experience being an armoire. So, let's see. Give me that crimson cloth. Shan't, won't, never. Pull open the drawer to get the cloth. The drawer remains closed. You hear it puffing and wheezing from the exertion. Go away, you barbarian! We're gonna have to beg and whine. Beg and whine for the cloth. Oh, please stop that rubbish. It is quite tiresome and transcends all known meanings of the word boredom. Beg and whine some more. Stop! How tediously dull! You're making me quite drowsy. Oh, good. If you're drowsy, if you fall asleep, we can open you. Keep on begging and whining. The armoire yawns, exposing the crimson cloth where it rests snugly beside some undergarments. You dart your hand in and seize it before the drawer can close itself. Tucking it away, you notice that it's perfumed with a light, exotic and most pleasant fragrance. Damn it, you rogue! Blackguard, scoundrel! You give that back this instant. That's not yours. That is an exceedingly personal garment that belongs to a lady of this establishment, and they would not appreciate you fondling their private things. Oh, but it's alright for you, you wooden pervert? I'm not doing anything so criminal and malicious as you are. I'm merely soaking in sensations necessary to my growth as an individual. Yeah, farewell, Louis. Wooden pervert. Here we go, scented veil. So I guess this is the crimson veil with the scent on it. Awesome.
Done.
Yeah, the writers of this.
Right. I'm gone.
So let's see. Vivian, there she is.
I'm gone.
She is the woman with the smell. So she can get her scent here. Vivian greets you with a polite half smile. Had you any luck in finding my scent, perchance? Yes, I found it in this red veil.
Updated my journal.
Wow. The XP you get for for these quests is pretty interesting. Vivian's eyes light up. Oh, how simply wonderful. She takes the veil from your hands, mutters a few words over it, and returns it to you. She shakes out her crimson hair, and in moments you are surrounded by the most intensely exotic and arousing scent you have ever had the pleasure of smelling. It's the smell of coffee. Yeah, see you soon, Starfield. That smells great. It does it not? She smiles at you. And as you have done a favor for me, so I wish to perform one for you. Stand close to me, Scarred One. Okay. Are you sure it's okay? Everybody's watching. Approach her. You step closer to Vivian. She takes your hand and, turning it over, takes a single cautious sniff of your wrist. Phew, she wrinkles her nose. Vinegar, or embalming fluid? Here, I will remove this smell from you. She mutters a few strange syllables, and a light tingling sensation spreads over your skin. In moments, your chemical reek lessens substantially. There, how's that? People should be less eager to avoid conversations with you now. Thanks, Vivian. Farewell. Ooh, +1 charisma. Nice. Actually, I have 18 charisma. Thanks to my tattoo of greater presence. That's nice. Ooh, what the hell? What's going on in here? Don't come back, you pitiful excuse of a man. Yeah, Kimoski. Here's the rest of the party, just standing about. Mort, you wait outside.
All right.
So, let's talk to the
I'm
Gorgon.
gone.
Marissa. Marissa's cold, cruel voice hisses from out the darkness. It returns. You have a reason for coming this time, I trust? Or just more of your pointless questions? Actually, I brought your crimson veil. Then would you please hand it over? Of course, here you are.
Updated my journal.
You hold the crimson veil before you and feel her take it from your hands. Ah yes, much better. Two shining points of red light appear before you as she opens her eyes. So that's what you look like. Perhaps I would have been better off with my eyes shut. Watch that forked tongue of yours, Marissa. Do not even get me started. So I have a question for you. I heard that Kasai Ceres is Ravel's daughter, is that true? I do not know, but I, for one, would not be surprised. For Hira's sake, look at the girl. Ask Juliet, though. The two of them were once friends, before Montague came along. Okay. That's all I wish to
In knowing
know.
the teachings of Zerthamon, I have become stronger.
Done.
Okay.
I will hear you.
Seems like Dakon leveled up. Level 8 mage. Let's get that done. 4 hit points, increased spell memorization. Nice. Dakon now has another level 3 spell, another level 4 spell, and a level 5 spell available. We should actually buy Cone of Cold somewhere. That seems to be pretty good. So, no one else leveled up? Ah, nice. 200 experience from leveling up as a fighter. Mort is very close to leveling up. Everyone is close to leveling up. Except the nameless one, who is like
Done.
200,000 XP short.
Done.
Echo.
Done.
Vivian. Where's Juliet?
Right. I'm gone.
There she is. Juliet looks to you hopefully. Well, anything yet? Oh yeah, now I remember. Juliet wanted to spice up her love life and we helped her actually. Then we never went back for the... went back for the quest reward. Yeah, Montague seemed disinterested. I recall him saying he was bored with things in any case.
Updated my journal.
Juliet looks shocked. He said, "What? How could I have been so... Oh, it would appear as if my relationship had the troubles I so desired, and I merely missed them in all my melancholy." Perhaps. I have some questions now. Juliet rolls her eyes. Oh, go on if thou must. I heard that Caesarius is Ravel's daughter. Is that true?
Updated my journal.
Ravel. I thought I might have heard that name before. I know not the truth of it, but I have heard such a rumor. Thou may wish to ask Kimoski Addertongue that very same question. They are half-sisters, thou see. Are they? Interesting. That's all I wish to know.
You know, I've learned some new tricks.
Wow, everybody's leveling up. Leveling up through dialogue. Planescape Torment in a nutshell. And +1 fist proficiency, 6 hit points, and improved fighting skills. Awesome. We should have checked what her Thaco was before. Now it's 8, so I think it's improved by at least 2 points. Cool.
Balance, it is I. Your path is mine.
Huh?
Mort still has... Wow, 1000 XP.
I shall serve. Your will be done.
We are close. So, let's
Your will
talk
be
to
done.
this charming lady.
Done.
Kimoski Addertongue. Oh, it's you again. Just can't get enough of me, huh? I have some questions. I heard you're Caesarius' half-sister. Is that true? Yes, I'm related to that chubby, mewling, hook-nosed daydreamer. Same father, different mothers. So... Another question. I heard Caesarius is Ravel's daughter. Is that true? She shrugs. As far as I know, yes. She looks suddenly suspicious. Why? Don't worry about it. Okay, so... if they have the same father, then that won't really help us. So where is Caesarius anyway?
I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone.
There she is. Let's have a talk with her. Kesai Ceres smiles warmly as you draw near, pushing a wavy lock of hair away from her bright crimson eyes. Well, greetings once again. Something I can do for you, hmm? Kesai, are you Ravel's daughter? Kesai suddenly bares her teeth, her eyes narrowing to slits of blazing crimson. What? Where do you hear such a thing? Echo told me.
Updated my journal.
Ridiculous. I think I'd know if that wicked hag was my own mother. Now stop bothering me about it. Who is your mother, then? I don't know, alright? My father raised me. I never met her, or never knew her. But do I look like a night hag to you? Well, there is the skin. And the eyes. And maybe the teeth, too. Kesai Ceres glares at you, her eyes blazing. Perhaps we'll speak later, but I'm no longer in the mood. Farewell. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I made her upset.
All right. All right. All right.
Try to speak with her again. Don't worry, I don't stay upset long. Something I can do for you, hmm? Are you Ravel's daughter? Ridiculous. I think I'd know if that wicked hag was my own mother. Now stop bothering me about it.
All right. All right.
Okay, so we didn't really solve that problem. Let's talk to Kimoski again. I heard that Kesai Ceres is Ravel's daughter. She shrugs. As far as I know, yes. She looks suddenly suspicious. Why? I asked her about it and she denied it. So, not as if it's any of your business in the first place. I also heard you're Kesai Ceres' half-sister. Yes, I'm related to the chubby mewling hook-nosed daydreamer. Same father, different mothers. I was hoping you could help me find out if Kesai is really Ravel's daughter.
Updated my journal.
Okay. Here we go. Kimoski frowns at you. Normally I'd be loath to help you like this, but I have a feeling it'd upset that flirting, preening doxy good. Good and well. Tell her to ask our father. He's a powerful cambion, so she ought to be able to call to him right then and there. That'll get your answer. A cambion? Yes, cambion. Kimoski rolls her eyes. Didn't hear me the first time? Ears all stopped up with the last of your brains running out of them? Sometimes. I'm asking what one is. My, you're clueless. She shakes her head sadly, tutting all the while. A half-fiend Burke, sort of like you, but you're half dung, I think. You smell it, at any rate. Better that than half you, Kimoski. You wish you were half Kimoski, sod. Even if you ended up with a goat's bum on your shoulders, it'd be better than that scarred up face of yours. I don't have time to get into this. Farewell.
All right.
Okay. So. She's mean.
gone.
Yes, I think that's her purpose here in the brothel too.
Done.
I say we get rid of Ignis, all right? I mean, he's burning his candle at both ends.
I'm
If you
gone.
know what I mean.
Everybody wants to get rid of Ignis. Kesaiser smiles warmly as you draw nearer, pushing a wavy lock of hair away from her bright crimson eyes. Don't worry, I don't stay upset long. Something I can do for you. I had some questions. Kesai blinks her crimson eyes at you, awaiting your question. Kesai, I talked to Kimoski. She told me she's your half-sister and that Ravel is your mother. Kesai snarls, her eyes blazing with malice. That hells, how I loathe that woman. Why would you even believe that sort of tripe? She says that you deny it, and in fact may not know it, but that it's true. She said that you could ask your father, that he would tell you.
Updated my journal.
Kesai stares at you silently for a time. Give me a moment. She turns from you and begins to mutter softly. The air seems to shimmer around her slightly and fills with a coppery smell, like warm blood. Wait patiently or strain your ears trying to overhear what she's saying. Actually, we might want to hear this because she might want to lie to us. You lean towards Kesai, attempting to hear what she's muttering. Haug Hassanel, banished prince of Ithag, marquis of the bloody shadow, my father. Hear me, for I call upon you. Keep listening. Yes, beloved father, it is I, Kesai Ceres. I would bid you answer me one question, a question I've asked you time and time again. Keep listening. Yes, beloved father, I cannot bear to have another ask me and not know myself. You must tell me. I have asked for nothing save this. Tell me, I beg of you. Keep listening. Yes, beloved father. I understand. I thank you. Farewell. Well, what did he have to say? Lean back, pretend you heard nothing. Kesai remains turned away from you for a moment before finally coming to face you. I did not want to believe that wicked hag may have been my mother. I have lived long. I do not appear to age, and have disturbing dreams sometimes. She shudders. But still, I do not wish to be the inheritor of the evil she caused, nor draw the lady's gaze as my mother did. Such evil things she did. Tell me what you know of her, will you? I heard she would pose impossible riddles to people, riddles she could answer but no one else could. She would devour the person if they answered incorrectly, or leave them dangling in their horrifying gardens as examples to all. Those few who somehow escaped she tormented in their dreams, riding them like steeds, breaking their wills and hurling their souls into the colorless oblivion of the grey waste. Go on. Her magic was said to be beyond anything most had ever seen. It was imagination woven from nightmare and given substance. Stone and solid shapes bent to her will like soft clay. The laws of the plains would bend beneath her feet, and from nothing she could weave illusion, and from illusion weave realities that could horrify and kill and confound. She was a mistress of all the dark arts, mistress and master of them all. She hounded a governor that dared quote sigil law to her with shadows that devoured him, all but his tongue, his fingers and the flesh of his face. She turned mercy killers inside out and shattered buildings of those who displeased her. Terrible, terrible powers were at her command. She'd change her shape like water and would use it to destroy some for amusement, and to steal knowledge from others. She was a monster, like all that has been spawned from the Grey Waste. In the end, she threatened to open the cage and let the fury of the plains come rolling in, like a wave. Fortunately, she did not succeed. She existed solely to cause malice. Go on. I do not know if she is dead, but I know now that she was my mother. Kesai's shoulders slump, and her head hangs down. Oh, that I had tears, so that I could weep with sorrow. Try and comfort her. I'm such a nice guy. She suddenly falls into your arms, shuddering as if she were racked with sobs. For a time, Kesai simply stands there, clinging to you, but then she pushes away. Thank you, but I'll be fine. I just need some time to think about it, that's all. I hate to ask this now, but I need you to give me a piece of yourself, Kesai. She looks alarmed. Pardon? The portal key to Ravel's maze is a piece of her, and you are of her blood. It is close enough. How I know this is, yeah. Kesai gasps. You intend to seek her out? Her surprise quickly changes to an expression of wariness. What would you need of me? Your blood, most likely. Only a drop of 2, I'm sure. She nods. But do you have some way to carry it? A piece of cloth, like a handkerchief or something? You know, yes, I have 6 handkerchiefs. Here.
Updated my journal.
Whoa, 40,000 XP. Kesai takes the handkerchief and gingerly pricks the tip of her finger on one of her fangs. Practical. After letting several drops of blood soak into the cloth, she returns it to you. You're placing yourself in grave danger, you know. Even if the stories of my mother are greatly exaggerated, she's horribly powerful and completely evil. Good luck. Yes, so I've heard. Thanks and farewell.
Experience has increased my skills.
Have increased.
Wow. We're leveling up the party through dialogue today.
All right.
Awesome. I think we have bloody handkerchief. We have lots of stuff that we need now. Let's check the levels here. Mort leveled up. So let me see. To hit armor class 0 is 9. Improved saving throws. 14 hit points. Improved fighting skills. To hit armor class 0 is 8. Cool. Now we only need 250,000 XP. So it's getting a bit harder. Fall from Grace. Leveled up. She has a horrendous Thaco. So let's see. 10 hit points, increased priest abilities, 5 points of lore. So she got some new priest spells. Spell slots. Do we need more than 4 halos? Maybe. Oh, we didn't have another slot. Ooh, but we did get a level 5 spell. So either raise dead or cure critical wounds. 27 hit points. Well, I think the nameless one is doing a pretty good job at raising dead, so let's do like that. Okay, so no one else leveled up. Fine. Wow, we have so much stuff to do, I feel. We have the Blood of Ravel, Lady of Pain Ragdoll. I don't know exactly how to activate this portal. But Ravel is in a maze put there by the Lady of Pain. And this plushy Lady of Pain might be a way to contact the Lady of Pain, so try to talk to the item. The years haven't been kind to this tiny rag doll. It is coming apart at the seams, and it looks like its threads are unraveling. It is obviously intended to be a replica of the Lady of Pain, but the button eyes and its plush softness don't strike much fear into your heart. Oh, you're just a cute little Lady of Pain, aren't you? Truth. O great Lady of Pain, goddess of Sigil, hear my plea for aid and help me in my hour of need. Let's try it. As you're about to say the words, you suddenly feel a strange crawling sensation in the back of your skull. With it comes a premonition that saying those words will place you in terrible danger. Even feeling as you do could prove dangerous. Put the doll away. Save the game. Talk to item. Truth. The doll does not respond to your coaxing. Merely stares at you with its button eyes. Okay. That didn't do anything. Monster Jug. That's one of the few items we haven't used from the Curiosity Shop. This is a heavy, plain-looking metallic jug with a hinged stopper. Despite its common appearance, you feel reluctant to touch the thing, as if it might bite you. You've been told there's some sort of monster trapped inside of it, but peering into the jug's mouth reveals nothing but inky blackness. Well, I'm feeling adventurous. Use the mug. Upend the mug, see if anything comes out. Probably not a smart idea. But let's do it anyway. At first, there's nothing, but then a black, vicious liquid begins to bubble out from the jug's mouth, forming a slimy pool of steaming, tarry filth on the ground. As the jug begins to dissolve in your hands, the pool begins to writhe, throb, and rise to form a tall, hideous creature. Uh-oh. Girleth. What the hell is that? Well, it's hostile. It's hostile, so let's axe it. Axe of Torment.
I'm here.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
Maybe it can cast spells, so let's cast a Swarm Curse on it. Well, 27 damage, that's pretty good. Ooh.
Yes, my master.
Your will be done.
Dagon is still pretty creepy. Grace, get out of the way.
What do you wish of Ignis?
What? Sure, why not?
Okay. Damn. It went down pretty easily, actually.
I'm gone.
I thought it was gonna be more scary there. Maybe overkilled a bit with the spells. Well, there was a monster in the jug, so... You weren't lying.
Okay.
Green steel knife. Not worth
I'm gone.
picking up.
We need to get rid of Ignis. He's a burning crackle house.
Wow. I feel a bit, you know, bad for Ignis. Apart from burning my hand, my finger and my intestines, and oh yeah, my eyeball, he hasn't really done any harm. And everybody hates him. Oh yeah, he did burn down parts of Sigil. But that was a long time ago. People can change. Yeah, Scroll of Evidence. Yes, we do have that left. We wanted to give the evidence to some reliable Harmonium guards. I seem to remember seeing a Harmonium officer that was named, but I can't seem to find him, so maybe actually it isn't in the Clerks Ward. It might have been the lower ward. Harlot.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I did ask him to burn my bits,
All
so
right.
yeah, you're right. He can't be blamed. Let's go to the lower ward. Also, we have some stuff we want to sell, so I think we can get better prices there.
Anna, were you raised in the hive? Mind your own business, succubus. I've nothing to say to you. Very well then.
Done.
Oh, getting along fine, I think. Haven't even clawed each other's eyes out or anything like that, so... Harmonium officer, Harmonium officer. Where did I see that? pretty sure I've seen a harmonium officer with a name.
All right. I'm gone.
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, the Vaults of the Ninth World, we've been there. Also, I'm still confused about this. We can't get entry into the tower.
All right.
We should go on a team bonding weekend before those guys kill each other, yeah.
I'm gone.
I don't know about Planescape
Done.
Torment, but I've heard that I haven't played Baldur's Gate,
All right.
but I've heard that in Baldur's Gate you can actually have fights in the group,
All
so
right.
your party members can actually fight each other because they don't like each other.
I'm gone.
Let's go into the market and sell stuff. Eventually, of course, I'm going to play Baldur's Gate, so...
Chief, please say we get rid of Ignis, alright? All he's burning his candle at both ends, if you know what I mean.
Stop being mean to Ignis, come on, guys. Let's see. Maybe here, Drixel. Yes, here we go. These guys have names. Let's talk to Drixel. You see a tall man in plate armor. The armor is of unusual construction, with spikes flaring from the shoulders, elbows and forearms. He nods at your approach. Good day, citizen. Greetings. How may I help you, citizen? He gives you a friendly look. I have some questions. Who are you? He gives you a slight bow. I am Harmonium Guard Drixel, citizen. I keep the peace here at the market. Tell me about the Harmonium. He snaps to attention. Our beliefs is simple. We are the light, we are the way, we are the order, we are the truth. He steals his expression. There wasn't even a question of me joining them. You see, some Burks talk about doing battle with chaos to restore order and harmony, but they haven't got the stones to do anything about it. The Harmonium, we take action. We keep order on Sigil streets and on the plains. He nods at you matter-of-factly. Go on. He looks even bolder as he speaks. And we don't keep order with words. We fight, and fight hard to maintain and enforce order. Cross-traders, Knights of the Post, Indepts, Anarchists, Chaositecs, Tanari fiends, all had best beware the Harmonium's shadow. Chaos can only exist in an air of tolerance. What can you tell me of the other factions? He looks rather bored and shrugs his shoulders. Nothing. They are not part of the truth that is the Harmonium. I've not studied them. Okay. Can't show him any evidence. Really gotta play that game, it's so good. Yes, I have lots of games I haven't played, so... Baldur's Gate, of course, is on that list. It's a real classic RPG.
All right.
So many people here, so it's difficult to know if there's any...
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Workers... Corvus.
All right.
Another guard with a name. See a tall man in plate armor, yes. Greetings. Some questions. Okay, this guy actually has dialogue. Wow. Cool. Do you know someone named Byron Pickett? He frowns and nods his head. Yes, I am familiar with Byron. I have evidence that proves he is involved in criminal acts here in Sigil. He looks at you with interest. Oh, may I see this evidence? Give him the papers.
Updated my journal.
Awesome. He examines the papers thoroughly, then folds them and puts them away. He nods to you and smiles. Excellent work, citizen. These documents are quite detailed in their content. I personally will see to it that Byron Pickett is taken before the courts. He salutes you and then turns to leave. I shall return shortly. Awesome. He soon returns and smiles at you. The deed is done. Pickett has been removed from the streets. The evidence has been presented to the courts, and soon he will stand trial. He gives you a slight bow. Once again, I thank you. My pleasure. Try to see what he's looking at. He looks about the market expectantly, okay? Glance over your shoulder and notice a young lady wandering about the market. Corvus seems to have his eyes locked on her. Aha. You seem preoccupied. What are you looking at? He snaps his attention back to you. Beg your pardon, citizen. Please excuse me. His eyes wander back to the young woman, and his voice fades almost to a whisper. She has the voice of an angel, and she's such a pretty young thing. He sighs. Why don't you go talk to her? You seem quite infatuated with her.
Updated my journal.
An uncomfortable silence fills the air. Finally, it turns its attention back to you. I just couldn't. I mean, a woman like that, well, she must be. He sighs and pauses for a moment. Was there anything else I can help you with, citizen? Must be going. Okay.
Done.
So there's a young woman in the market that he's interested in. Not the female shopper, I presume. Karina. She has a name. You see a pretty young woman wearing simple clothes. She wanders about the market and examines everything, but she does not make any purchases. You notice that people seem to be avoiding her, but they try not to make it obvious. She flashes you a warm smile as you approach. Warning. Warning. Okay. Greetings. Her smile broadens. Hello, I'm Karina. It's a pleasure to meet you, Cutter. She continues to smile and waits for your response. Right, I have some questions. She nods her head. Alright, what do you want to know? Okay, where can I buy some weapons? She smiles and points to one of the counters. Ansi over there sells weapons, all kinds of weapons. Are you a warrior? How silly of me. Of course you are. I mean, how could you not be with all those scars? Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't mention those. You're not sensitive about them, are you? Yes, so don't bring them up again. No, I've gotten used to them. She looks relieved. Oh good, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, or anyone else's for that matter. You just have to be careful what you say to someone, you know? I mean, people are different, and you never know. What may offend one person may not offend another. So, anyway, she pauses for a breath and smiles at you. Okay. Doesn't seem so bad. She smiles and points to one of the counters. Alec over there sells magic things. Are you a mage? You don't look like one, but I guess looks can be rather deceiving. I don't know what a mage really looks like, now that I think about it. Do you? Yes, they wear robes with funny symbols and a pointy hat. No, not really. She gets excited and points a finger at you. See? That's just what I mean. They have all this awesome power and can do really incredible things, but you can't just can't tell just by looking at them. They can sneak up on you that way. I mean, priests and warriors and whatnot. They have all this obvious stuff that they run around with, and you can just tell what they are, so you know to be careful. But not mages. She gives you a matter-of-fact look. She nods her head. Alright, what do you want to know? You really like to talk, don't you? She shuffles her feet and looks embarrassed. Well, I've been told that I probably talk a bit too much, and well, people tend to avoid me. And I don't really have any friends, or male friends courting me. Sometimes I get lonely. Her voice gets lower and lower until she is finally silent. She stares at the ground at her feet. Well, I can understand why. Actually, in comparison to many of the characters I met in this game, your dialogue is pretty short. Playing Planescape Torment and streaming Planescape Torment or recording it basically means you're talking to yourself for right now I'm in 42 hours of dialogue. So it's that's pretty insane. Let's see. I don't think you're a bad person, Karina. I happen to like you.
Updated my journal.
She gives you a hopeful look. Really? Thank you so much. I don't know your name. This name Aiden comes up all the time. But since I'm lawful and good, I don't lie, so... I don't remember my name. She frowns, starts to say something and then thinks better of it. She shrugs her shoulders. What's in a name? It's just nice to know I have a friend. She smiles. Farewell, Karina.
Done.
Well, I don't know. I got XP, so maybe I made an opening for the guardsman here. Try to see what he's looking at. You glance over your shoulder and see Karina wandering nearby. Corvus seems to have his eyes locked on her as she wanders about. Her name is Karina. He snaps his attention back to you. I beg your pardon. You know her, citizen? He looks at Karina again. Voice of an angel, and such a pretty young thing. Yes, and she's also lonely. I'm certain she would welcome the company of a gentleman. Oh my. I'm really like a matchmaker here.
Updated my journal.
He glances at you, then back at Karina. Excuse me a moment, citizen. He steps around you and heads toward Karina. Alright. Corvus returns to you and is smiling brightly. Thank you, friend. A wonderful young lady. He looks a little glassy-eyed. My pleasure. Actually, farewell. Ah, good deed of the day. I feel so much better about myself now. Let's go on a shopping spree. Or actually, let's sell some stuff.
I'm gone.
Oh yeah, selling doesn't seem to be affected by charisma, so... Merchant of Magic. We're not gonna sell any cloth charms because we need those. Adder's Tear we can sell. Charcoal charms. Thrice Blind charm. Scroll of Magic Missile Armor. Codex of the Inconceivable. Well, I guess we can always go back and buy it for 1,000 if we really need it later, so. Modron Cube. Shackles of Light, that's the question. They have a lightning storm spell we can use a number of times. So maybe keep those. Yeah, I also got all warm and fuzzy inside. I don't think we're gonna buy anything here. We might actually go and check. Cinder is the spell merchant, so let's check him out here. Some spells. He does not have Cone of Cold. Yes, he does actually. Awesome. I think we're gonna buy that spell. Improved Strength. Level 4 spell. Improved Strength allows the recipient of the spell to ignore race or class restriction on his max strength score, possibly reaching scores as high as 25. That's what we want to hear. So if I'm correct, with Dakon using this spell, the lowest strength that we get is 24. 19 plus 5. That would be pretty awesome strength score. Question is, Force Missile. Yeah, we can definitely skip Force Missile. Power 1. Ah, the spell cannot bestow a strength of 21 or greater. Okay, there we have it. That's why Dakon's strength is capped. So we're gonna buy the improved strength spell for Dakon. And Cone of Cold. That should be enough. So I'm casting my friend spell. And I have a charisma of 25, which I think is max. Which should improve my prices a bit. 900 coppers. Improved strength. Okay.
Spell has been added to my teachings.
Thing is, Dakon only has like one slot for level 5 spells, so that's a bit lame. Actually, maybe let's do like this. Let's give the nameless one Cone of Cold.
It's in my spell book.
Because he can throw it 3 times, and seems like it's pretty powerful. Then we don't need the power 1. Yes, we can add more of the other spells. So yeah. So, okay.
Okay.
Where do we sell our jewelry that we have? Lots of stuff. Oh God, this market is crowded.
All right.
I'd like to see your wares. These are just like weapons. Not so interesting. He doesn't buy jewelry. Okay. So I'm trying to remember where we sold jewelry. Who's the best
If you
vendor?
keep bobbing about, Skull, I'm gonna mount you in the end of a pike.
I'm trying to picture Anna walking around with a pike with Mort's head on it. Let me see your wares. Nope. Okay. What's a good vendor for selling jewelry? Actually, what kind of vendors are in the Hive? Marketplace? It's a long time since we went to the marketplace. We could look there. Also, we want to go back to the mortuary once. Maybe have a chat with Dianara's ghost. So we got some loose ends we want to tie up here. Let me check the time. Yeah, we got about an hour. Let's go to the marketplace.
Yes.
Never mind.
The Hive changes so rapidly. It has changed a great deal since I was here last.
So, Fiendling, is that tail the only demonic part of you?
Oh, sweet suffering. Howard, Skull, don't you ever get tired of hearing yourself jabber?
Looks like you got a demonic mouth, too.
Oh, Mort. Oh yeah, this is the place we got the Limlims. And at least one of these guys was a merchant. Buy some of the finest steel and sigil, lad, yeah. Yes, I have. Okay, he buys jewelry at least. But for I don't know. Wow, I'm not sure it's a good price or not. Do we have any other merchants? This guy. Anna and Mort get married in the end. Yeah, probably. You can sit in her lap. Sea plums, no. Thank you.
I'm gone.
Hive merchant, there are lots of merchants.
I'm gone.
What are you selling right now? Okay, that was just a cutlery merchant.
Right.
We don't have any use for her anymore, I think. Profira, I don't remember Profira. This grim-looking woman spares you only a brief glance before returning to a rant on the top of the stage. She has a powerful voice that carries across the marketplace, even cutting through the noise made by the merchants and the surrounding foot traffic. Okay. Gawa. Gawa flashes you his disturbing sharp-toothed grin and rattles a pair of bone dice in hands. You return to play a game? Yes? Yes, I'll play. And how much coin will lie at your feet? That's a good question. 50 copper commons will lie at my feet. You both roll the dice until Gawa rolls higher. He snatches up your coins, frowning at them for a moment before hiding them away in his tunic. It is enough for now, but perhaps we shall play again later, you and I. Alright.
This is probably the worst place we can be in Sigil at the worst time.
Requin. I'll remember him. This man is looking at you with a strange bug-eyed stare. His eyes are huge. So huge they look ready to pop out of his sockets and roll across the cobblestones. He nods eagerly as you approach, bobbing his head like a bird. As you near him, you suddenly notice the smell of urine and feces surrounding him. Wow. Damn. Greetings. The man sniffles, wiping his nose on his sleeve, then opens his mouth to reveal blackened, rotted gums. Stories for coins, sir? His breath reeks. It smells like this man has been keeping rotten meat stored inside his mouth. Stories for coin? Who are you? The man snorts, thick with phlegm. Names. Who you are. His head does a slight twitch every time he repeats himself. Names, dangerous. He glances at the ground and stirs the dirt with his foot. Dangerous? Knowing a name or being stuck with one, both's a mess of trouble. He looks back up at you. My name's a given name, not one asked for. Requin. Once again you become conscious of his reeking breath and the smell of urine and feces that surrounds him. A given name. An appropriate name. Not my true name. True name. Requin mumbles on, his head twitching every time he says name. True name's a dangerous thing. Gives others power. He stares at you with his huge eyes and wags his finger. Keep your name secret. Keep it close. Never let it out. What do you mean? I don't think I've talked to this guy before, actually. I've not recognized this dialogue at all. That's why I'm reading it. Names are like smells. Things can track you with them. Requin coughs, his eyes almost popping out of his skull as he does so. His cough seems to loosen his bowels, for he breaks wind loudly, as if to accentuate this point. If someone knows a true name, he gives them power. He licks his lips. Power to hurt. I don't know my true name.
Updated my journal.
Okay. Requin's eyes widen. Seeing his eyeballs bulge even larger makes you uneasy. Then you are blessed. Blessed. Remain nameless, and you shall be as a spirit on the plains, untraceable, untrackable, unseen, undiscovered. He smacks his gums wetly. A name chosen, a name given. It allows others to find you and hunt and hurt you. Okay. Have you been hurt? Requin gives a twitching nod, then scratches himself. Let my name slip once. Once. Only once. Only once. His eyes film over as if the memory is painful, then glances at you uneasily. Tell you the story I can. I will. With 3 coppers I must see. His face splits into a smile as he says the word coppers, and his reeking breath hits you like a hammer. Very well, here's 3 coppers. Requin gets into a stance, looks left, looks right, then faces you. His face clenches, then with a grunt he breaks wind again. The smell nearly levels you, but he takes no notice. Cursed I! Walk the wards in splendor. He stands up stiffly, nose high in the air. He saunters back and forth, nodding to invisible passers-by.
Updated my journal.
Requin freezes, his arms akimbo. Crossed path with a crossed one. Had the looking of a pumpkin. He sees. Curses. Requin then thrusts his belly out so as to appear fat. Slicks back his hair with a filthy palm, so he looks almost bald and begins drumming his fingers on his fat belly. He then walks about, circling the spot where his stuffy upper-class persona used to be. All I jumbled with curses this one was. With a sneer and a careless gesture, Requin tosses an invisible curse at the stuffy persona. Hold a moment, I've met the person who cursed you. Okay, I have. Really? His name is Murder Sense. Jumble Murder Sense. I see. I met the person who cursed you. His name is Murder Sense, isn't it?
Updated my journal.
At the sound of the name, Requin's cheeks swell. His eyes bulge and he suddenly vomits onto the ground at his feet. His entire body shudders, his frame racked with coughing and retching. At the end of several long minutes, he nods weakly and makes a semicircle over his heart. What happened after you met him? Knew my name, let it slip I had. All it took it all. He stiffens up again, inhaling deeply and resuming his upper-class persona. The persona suddenly crumples, and Requin breaks wind violently, then exhales, filling the air with his foul-reeking breath. Cursed with stenches, smells, excrement. Came here to tell tales. All good for now. Now Requin is the name, given name. I see. I had some other questions. I'd like to hear a story. Okay. I came to the market to get money, not spend money. Come on. Already done 53 coppers. Well, 56 coppers. He takes the coppers, gums it. Then, to your surprise, he swallows it. Best purse there is. Belly. He gives a reeking wheeze. A story. He smacks his lips, scratching his dirty rags. Wait for him to choose a story, or I'd like to hear the story about how you were cursed. No. I want to hear the story of the man who came to this city without name or memory and spoke with the cursed storyteller who warned him of the danger of names. Wow, that's a bit meta, wouldn't you say? Okay, let's try that. Requin stops twitching and scratching for a moment and stares at you. That tail costs nothing, for it is worth nothing, and it is worth nothing that it would be a sad tale indeed. And that is worth nothing, noting that it would be a sad tale indeed. Okay, nevertheless, I would hear it. Where would such a tale begin? Requin grunts, then gives a reeking wheeze that makes your eyes tear up. He seems to be thinking. It would begin with a man waking up in the mortuary, believed dead, but in truth, only his memories are dead. Requin nods, then studies you and starts scratching himself violently, as if to give himself scars. Dead but not dead. No memories. No memories, no name. He escapes the mortuary, enters the hive and speaks to a man who let his true name slip once and has regretted it. Requin seems hypnotized by your words. Yes, much danger in naming, perhaps. He pauses. Perhaps the man to whom the nameless one speaks is a warning to the danger of names. He seems to chew this over. Perhaps he who has forgotten his name is better off? Is he? Is it better to suffer the truth with all its consequences, or is it better to remain ignorant? Which of the two men is better off? Requin gives a hacking cough, then spits, the spittle green and wet. Then he turns back to you. It is your question, your tale. He speaks slowly. It is you who must answer it. The man who knows his true name is better off, for he knows himself and is the stronger person for it. The man who has forgotten his true name is better off, for he is protected against those that would do him harm, including himself. Where a named man moves, he is followed. When a nameless one moves, his name leaves no trail. Interesting. Or I ask for Requin's answer. Personally, I would definitely think that you're stronger if you know your true name. But one of the things about Planescape is with the long dialogue options often usually are the more interesting ones. I think I'm gonna bail on this and actually ask him. I want to hear your answer. Requin shakes his head. My answer. My answer. He coughs again, belching forth another wave of fumes. He smacks his lips, as if trying to drive the taste from his mouth. My answer is this. They're both fools, but only one knows himself a fool. Pretty good answer. Very well. And other questions? Like to hear a story? Wow, I'm spending my comper. Wait for him to choose a story, okay? Spireward, Spireward. Points to his left at a charred alley in the distance. An alley of dangerous angles. He bends his limbs in a twisted parody of one of the skeletal buildings. Not always angled, not always burned and charred. Once alive, no longer. Listen. Flames. Fire. He flings his hands up in the air, then waves them to simulate flames. The alley burned. Great smoke, ash everywhere. In the end, only skeletons of buildings left. Bones of dead buildings. Bones of dead buildings. Angles. Everywhere angles.
Updated my journal.
He hunches forward, his voice a whisper. Again, the stench from his body hits you like a wave. Dangerous now. Bad men have set up their kip there. Kip there. He bows, then breaks wind in quick spurts, like a bugle blowing. Thanks for having me read this. That is the tale of how a street becomes an alley of dangerous angles. How did the fire start? Well, guess what? I think I know the answer to that question. He makes a semicircle over his heart. A man made it so. A beast made it so. A man whom even fiends admire. Who? Whoever could it be? A sorcerer's tale, filled with madness, sadness, burning, yearning. A tale I can tell, a tale I can tell. I will, the 3 coppers must I see, Jesus. He hisses, then crackles in a way that reminds you of fire burning. A dangerous tale, a dangerous tale. Have my coppers. A sorcerer there was, no simple hedge wizard this, but a mage of power. Requin brings his hands together reverently, then smiles evilly. He burned with the art, and the art burned him. The name given him was Ignis, a name respected, then feared, then hated, then punished. Requin gives a rattling wheeze, then claws the air and hisses, apparently imitating Ignis. Listen. Taught by one of the last great magi, Ignis was, and as an apprentice, Ignis learned much, and nothing at the same time. Requin shakes his head sadly. In his heart, his cold black heart, a fire blazed. It burned and it hungered. Requin claws at his chest as if in pain. As it hungered, Ignis hungered, and it was his wish to see the plains burn. In the night, Requin hunches down and begins to slowly stalk in the direction of the alley, a mad grin on his face. Ignis came to the alley that was to be the alley of angles, and the fire in his eyes, the fire in his heart, both they let out. Requin points at the alley, then flings his arms in the air, silently screaming and laughing at the same time. Flesh ran like wax, people like candles, and Ignis laughed. Requin crumples to the ground, his body racked with imagined pain. An evil was done, and forgotten not. He stands up, then hunches over, looks left, looks right, then starts mumbling, as if secretly in a conference with someone. Something was to be done. He stands up stiffly, his face resolute. A punishment was decided. All the hedge wizards, midwives, rune tellers, copper-pinching witches, all manner of magelings, they came all, even those with the smallest trace of the art, to punish Ignis. Separately they were flies. He makes a buzzing noise between his rotten gums. Together, dangerous. He hums and raises his hands. Caught Ignis, granted his wish. He swirls his hands as if casting a spell. He wished to burn. They granted it, using his own desire to fuel the casting. They made his body a door to the plane of fire. They intended to kill him.
Updated my journal.
Failed. Requin breaks wind again, as if to accentuate the failure of the wizards. Ignis lived. Only slept, blanket of flames. Turned in his sleep as he burned. Never happier. He shuts his eyes, wraps his arms around himself and turns slowly. Burning, ever burning. His eyes suddenly snap open. One day he will wake, and then the plains shall burn. I see. An unfortunate tale. I had some other questions. Can you tell me about this area? Wow. The hive, the hive. Okay. I think I'm done spending my copper. Wow. Ignis. Whoa, he's a real problem, isn't he? Interesting thing is he's chaotic neutral, so he's not evil. I can't decide what to do with him. Maybe he's just misunderstood, although I'm not sure.
Done.
Maybe talk to him. See. Flames curl around Ignis' throat, and a tongue of flame streams from behind his blackened teeth. Yes? Ignis, is it true you burned down the alley of dangerous angles? I'm shocked. Ignis' face splits, flesh around the corner of his mouth cracking, then remelting into charred, sneering red and black pieces. Yes, a dream shall Ignis share. Maybe later, for now I wish to speak of more of burn. A torrent of flames pours from Ignis, and you take a step back, the air bending from all the heat. Streets at night, so cold. Ignis burned the buildings, the dwellers all ran from Ignis. The flames, and the buildings were as flames. Screams as the dwellers became torches. Listen quietly and wait for his ranting to die. Buildings as skeletons, angles, bodies as skeletons, reds and oranges, and blacks, the flames spreading, caressing, such lights. Yeah, I don't want to listen to this. Ignis, I've heard enough. Ignis' fury dies, the wreaths of flame surrounding him ebbing somewhat. He seems to be lost in thought. Perhaps lost in memory. And Ignis was pleased. Yeah. I wish to speak more burning in flames, Ignis. Yeah, I'm really starting to think that maybe we shouldn't have Ignis. I mean, I don't know. Ignis, I spoke with a storyteller in the hive and he mentioned that someone taught you all these things. Who? Okay. Of learnings and teachings you know. Gouts of flame erupt from Ignis' mouth in a horrid semblance of laughter. You have always taught Ignis. Ignis' master you were. Oh, great. So Ignis is just another consequence of my previous incarnations. Not so surprised, actually. Me? Are you sure?
Updated my journal.
Ignis' voice drops, and the crackling of the flames dies. Yes, it is the only reason Ignis obeys you. Flames rise around him in a crackling spiral, till death comes for us both. Your words to me, to your student Ignis. Ignis has not forgotten, master. Ignis, it must have been long ago when you learned the art. Are you absolutely sure it was me? Ignis, if I was your master, can you remember anything about me? Yeah, we are so fail. Yes, Ignis cackles. Yes, the face has changed, but many lessons you taught Ignis. If my face has changed, how do you know? Inside all things, tiny flames. The spark, the flames, the same, no matter what the skin. Skin can bleed, skin can burn, but the inner flame remains. Ignis, this is important. Can you remember anything about me? Ignis hisses, and for a moment his features flicker. At first you think it's the flames, but it's not. It's the flickering of memory. Surrender to the memory. The crackling of Ignis flames subside, lessening as the charred bones of Ignis' body fold up, twisting into itself until his limbs lie motionless, becoming a stack of wood within a huge iron fireplace. You're staring into a fire, burning brightly within a vaulted room. The fire crackles and spits embers onto the stone floor, motes rising from the fireplace. Faintly from the darkness behind you, you can hear the rasp of someone breathing. Memory, I can hear you. Step into the light. There is a shuffling of sandals, and a frail youth steps into the edges of the firelight. His wide black eyes catch the flames and mirror them. He is nervous. You can hear his muscles shaking, his voice trembling, just enough to increase your irritation. Forgive my intrusion, Master. You have already intruded, supplicant. You did so with intention. I will hear it now. Then you will leave me to my thoughts. The boy takes a deep breath and glances at the fire. Master, I dreamed of flames again last night. They felt real, and you said that we were to come to you if it was a dream, nothing more. Now leave. The boy does not move. His brows draw together, and slowly he displays his hands. Flesh around the fingers, blackened, burned. How did your hands come to be so burned, supplicant? I awoke and my hands were as ash. The boy meets your gaze. He is still trembling faintly. There is an eagerness in his voice which angers you. I dreamed I soared above the earth and the ground and sky, were as fire. The world itself was so bright that it hurt to look at it, Master. When I awoke, my hands, they were burned, as if I had held a flame within my hands. You lie, supplicant. You have come to me with a story, and now you are in danger of angering me. No, Master. The boy's face glistens with a sweaty sheen of fear. No, upon my life, I do not. You burn yourself with a candle, supplicant, or thrust your hands within one of the pyres in the vault of currents. Now you come to me and tell me a dream burned you. I tire of your lies. The boy falls silent, and to your surprise, his face clenches in anger. No, I do not lie. It was the dream that burned me, Master, as you said it might if I felt the power stirring. They were your words. I came to repeat them to you and tell you they were true. He holds up his hands. Look, Master. Grab his hands. Before the boy can react, your hand, huge in comparison, lashes out, crushing his burned hands in its grip, and the boy screams, echoing in the vault. With a snarl, you hurl him to the ground in front of the fireplace. There's a sharp crack as his knees strike the flagstones. Look into those flames, supplicant. Raise your head. Look. The boy is shuddering from the pain from his knees. You watch tears blur his eyes as he raises his head to look into the fireplace. The flames cast his face in a red gaunt glow. Is that what you wish to hold, supplicant? Is the shaping of flames what stirs your heart? Know that flames can burn, And if you would learn their power, you must suffer their touch. The boy is silent, staring into the flames. He seems mesmerized. His tears have dried in the heat, and the shaking is gone. The flames are his focus. He is not listening to you, and you feel fury washing over you. If that is what consumes you, enough for you to intrude upon my meditations, and I shall teach you of the shaping of flames, supplicant. Your hand lashes out and clamps onto the boy's wrist. He howls as you drag him closer to the fireplace, then thrusts his hands into the coals. There's a crackling, a hissing of burning flesh, and he screams, such terrible yet. To learn you must suffer, supplicant. You must allow yourself to be burned by the power of that which you wield. Know its torment, and you shall know how to use it against your enemies.
Updated my journal.
Your vision clears, the memories streaming away like smoke. Ignis is hovering above you, his head cocked to one side, and an insane blackened grin smeared across his face. Master, Ignis has not forgotten your teachings. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I feel dirty. Really dirty. So yeah, we were not so cool. Yes. I think like Total Dick would sum up our previous incarnation, or at least some of them. Never mind, Ignis. We'll speak again later. More flames and burning. Ah, nice. Ignis, about your teaching, about the torments I subjected you to. I'm sorry. Great, at least we can apologize. Not that I think that Ignis really cares now. Flames, no torments. Ignis slowly turns, twisting above the ground. He may have heard you, but you don't know if the words meant anything to you. Are you sure, supplicant? Well, for what it's worth, Ignis, I'm sorry you ended up like this. I'll speak again later. I wonder what happens if we call him supplicant. I'm not sure he considers himself to be a novice mage anymore. For what it's worth, I'm sorry you ended up like this. Wow. What a dark tale. So now I feel like I should keep Ignis, but at the same time, if I can't do anything for him. We actually went here to sell jewelry. What happened? We got completely off track here.
All right.
Let's sell some stuff. Copper earrings. Feels like we're not getting full price for these items, but silver ring, it doesn't buy silver, okay? Doesn't buy bronze. Hive dwelling. Braskin skip. Don't even remember who Braskin was. Okay. Well, after all this dialogue, we're probably gonna save just in case.
I'm gone.
Now, we do need more cash, so actually I'm gonna try something out. We haven't been doing a lot. We're gonna have Anna try her pickpocketing. There's a marketplace, it should be a good place.
Might as well.
So we have 125% pickpocket. Iron Knolls. I
Right.
don't know who that is. Labor.
Got it.
Copper Commons.
Why not?
And mind
Might as
you,
well.
it's Anna who's pickpocketing,
Got it.
not the nameless one. It's just in Anna's nature to
right.
pickpocket. Hive Dweller.
Might as well. Feeling you're being watched? Yeah. Aye? Why not?
Wonder why it crashed now. Ooh, I know. We can pickpocket that lizard. Because even if it gets angry at us, we can always kill it.
Got it.
Awesome.
Might as
Hive
well.
Dweller.
Oh, Sod's got nothing on him.
Target has no
I know.
items.
Might as well. Got it.
Well, we haven't been caught yet. So I guess it's working.
Got it.
Frightened Hive Dweller. Oh,
Right. Got it. Might as well.
this seems to be working.
Why not? Got it.
It's less violent. Crier of S. Anon.
Might as well.
Don't remember him.
Got it. Right. Why not? Got it. Right.
Wow, look at the loot. Awesome.
Right.
I wonder if we're pushing our luck or something. There's probably like a 1% chance that we fail or
Right. Got it.
something.
Right. Oh, Sod's got nothing on him.
Whew.
Might as
A
well.
little bit scared there for a while. Creedon. I have no idea who he is.
Might as well.
Pickpocket
Got
him.
it. Might as well. Got it. Might as well. Got it. Why not? Might as well.
Can I pickpocket the Dabus?
Oh, Sod's got nothing on him.
Nope. Hive Dweller.
Oh, Sod's got. Why not? Right. Right.
There's lots of thugs
Might
in
as
this
well.
area too, so
Might
I
as
might
well.
actually just
Might as
provoke
well.
some fights.
Might as well.
Oh yeah,
Why not?
crashed after we pickpocketed
Got
these
it.
laborers. I feel a bit bad about pickpocketing laborers actually.
Right.
Something wrong. Hardworking laborers getting pickpocketed. Sod's got nothing on him. Yeah, 125% pickpocketing.
I'm
I
gone.
think we'd get some results. Okay, let's do our regular provoke an assault and punish
Right.
the culprits. We are in desperate needs of funds, I'm sorry.
Sure, why not?
I'm gone.
Actually, I guess we can pickpocket the thugs.
All right.
And if they turn hostile, then, yeah. That would actually be a less violent way of going about it.
All right.
Thing is, by just standing close to the thugs,
Got it. Got it. Might as well. Got Got it.
Okay. Sometimes they're provoked. Nice.
All right.
Going pretty well, I think.
Ready. Right. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Done.
I'm here.
Hive
Got it.
tout. Looked more like a thug to me, but okay.
Done.
There's a bunch of hive dwellers standing about.
Aye, what?
Let's push our luck.
Why not? Got it. Why not? Got it. Why not? Might as well. Got it.
Awesome. And that lizard. Let's pickpocket him.
Might as well. Oh, Sod's got nothing on him.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, exactly. Don't feel bad. It's Anna. She can't. It's in her nature. Her fiendling blood. My lawful goody two shoes doesn't have anything to do with that. Go to the hive.
I'm gone.
You know, Fiendling, you're all right. Well, if you weren't being such a banshee all the time.
And if you weren't yourself all the time, you might be a fine skull too.
I think I'm in love.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. All right.
Let's work our magic on these guys
Might
as well.
Not this time.
Okay. I thought daytime might be a bit more dangerous. But that's the beauty of this. They're just thugs. Nobody cares.
Sure, why not? Good as done.
Now I had this crazy idea of actually going back into the mortuary. Just to see, talk to Dayanara, for example. So I'm gonna do that, and that's gonna be the last thing I do today on stream. Then we're gonna continue. I think we're on a pretty good path now. We solved lots of quests. We have what we need, I think, to open a portal to Ravel's maze. Voila. Partly there. Yeah, cool night and day modifiers on pickpocketing. Yeah, I think so. I think it's a lot easier to pickpocket at night. Which would make sense. Okay, so let's get into the mortuary. You see Pox hunched by the mortuary gate. She doesn't seem to have moved since the last time you spoke. Pox, I have some more questions for you. Can you... If I pretend to be a deader, can you sneak me in? Let Pox see you play deader. You play deader, good. Pox get you in. Hi. Oh, yeah, that was the one with the Japanese, like, hi. Horrible. Pretend to be dead. Pox watches your performance without a sound. When you get back up, he speaks. Hi, Pox sell you. You want to be sold now? Yes. And don't ask how they smuggled the rest of my party in.
Done. Done.
Right, so...
I'm gone. All right.
Let me see where Dayanara was.
Done.
So this is where it all began. 45 hours ago or so, gameplay-wise. Mortuary. It's not such a nice place.
All right.
Feels a bit weird being back here. Oh yeah, Iveen.
Done. All right.
So let's find Deonara. Guess it's downstairs. Yes. There she is. Her ghostly form. So let's have a chat with her. I guess.
My love, you have returned to me. Can it be that your memories have returned?
Once again, Deonara materializes. This time her face is filled with desperation and her arms are outstretched, as if she's reaching for something. As she fades in, the desperation in her face changes to relief. I had some questions for you. Guess not. What was that vision you spoke of before?
This is what my eyes see, my love. Unfettered by the shackles of time. You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality. Given life and twisted by the laws of the planes. You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive and be immortal no longer. I know that you must die while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Die where I still can. I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories, yeah. You claim you have lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of countless deaths? If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed. Yeah. Well, she didn't have any new dialogue, unfortunately. But yeah, I think the story of the game has begun to materialize fully, I think. We must rid ourselves of our immortality, and we have to make a choice at the end.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
She smiles, but there's only sadness in it. She closes her eyes, and with an ethereal whisper she fades. Huh. Okay.
All right.
Well, unfortunately,
All right.
that did
Done.
not resolve anything. Still, I wanted to go back to the mortuary just to see.
Done. I'm gone.
Huh. Well, I think we're probably gonna
I'm gone.
leave off here.
If things get any worse, I might as well go dip my pen in the Lady of Pain.
Watch your phone, Bog Skull. Don't be taking a name in vain like that.
What, you mean the Lady of Pain? Is talking about the Lady of Pain a bad thing? Why would the Lady of Pain mind us talking about her, huh?
Are you trying to get us all carved to pieces? Don't you be tempting fate like that, Skull.
Fate shouldn't tempt me.
Yeah, that's right. Fate shouldn't tempt Mort. Well, yep, I'm gonna be leaving off here, so I'm gonna make my save for tomorrow. Session 16. And I'm gonna be continuing from tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Universal Coordinate Time as always. And we'll see if we can't find a way to that maze which the Lady of Pain sent Ravel to. So yeah, maybe we are going to be contacting the Lady of Pain tomorrow.
Goldward, also known as Wanker City.
And I always try to get a word in when I'm doing my closing lines for the cast. Well, anyway, yeah.